I'm Noreen and welcome to my kitchen. And tonight we're having leftover chili for supper. So I thought, I made pan chili for dinner the other night on Sunday, and now we're going to eat the rest of it tonight. It's Wednesday, and I want to make something to go along with it, so I'm going to make some cornmeal muffins. This is kind of a combo. It's halfway between a biscuit. Did I say muffins? We're not making muffins. We're making cornmeal biscuits. It's a baking powder cornmeal biscuit, so it's sort of like cornbread, but it's mostly like a biscuit, so it's just fun. I have 2 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour, and I have 1 1/3 cup of cornmeal. We're going to just toss those together. I have 5 teaspoons, so that's a tablespoon plus 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And also there is a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 5 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, and a tablespoon of sugar. And here, I'm going to go ahead and whisk those together. Whisking is just as good as sifting, and you don't have to get anything else dirty. Except your whisk, I guess. There we go. Okay, now I have 12 tablespoons of ice cold butter that I have cubed. And what I like to do now is I like to get in there and break it up. I forgot one. He says I did.
One got left behind.
It got left behind. Okay. I like to break up these cubes. So if I coat them just a little bit, somebody is tweeting me. Then when I go to get my pastry cutter, it's all going to work out quite nicely. Okay, that one obviously didn't get cut. There it goes. All right. And we'll just cut the butter into the flour and the cornmeal and all the other amendments, the sugar and the baking powder and the baking soda.
Yeah, your bowl's not too small.
Not today. And you want to cut this in until it resembles a fine meal. You need small pea-sized pieces of butter you'll see in there. It doesn't take that long, and you'll notice that when I use the pastry cutter, I actually go straight down and then give it a twist. And then I will turn the bowl so that you get even distribution, and you're not always putting your pastry cutter in the same spot at the same time, all the time. And after you make biscuits a little while, you'll get to know what the flour should look like after you've cut it in properly. We're almost there. Of course, now we've got the addition of the cornmeal. So it's going to look a little bit different. It's not going to look exactly like if you were just making a straight white flour buttermilk biscuit. Ooh, that was my thumb. Okay, do you see how this looks now? And if I took it, it's going to hold together just a little bit. That's exactly where you want it. Rinse my hands off. And I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'm going to move my cup. Okay. Just make sure this is ultra clean. It's time to get a new cutting board. I try and replace these about twice a year. They're so inexpensive. I get a lot of people asking me, where do I get them? I get them at Sam's Club, and they're about $10.
For 2, isn't it?
No, it's just for 1. It's $10 for 2 baking pans. My baking sheets are also at Sam's Club. So this is 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Goes right into the bowl. Grab a spoon. just until it comes together. I'm going to get my hands in here now. It's going to look loose when you get ready to turn it out onto the board. So don't take a mixer to this, otherwise you'll have tough biscuits. And you don't want to mix your dough too much, because then you will have a tough biscuit. And you don't really want to knead the dough a whole lot. It's just now coming to a point where I know that it's time to turn this out onto the board. So I have some flour over here. And we'll turn it out. You just kind of want to bring it together into a pile and smush it down. And get all this stuff off your fingers and include that into the party, because, you know, you don't want to leave anything out. Okay, so what I like to do when I make biscuits, and you're going to have a little bit of a different texture too, because we have this cornmeal in here. I'm going to turn this in on itself and press it down. I'm going to turn it in again and press it down again. And get all this stuff in there. And at this point, you can say, I'm going to cut them in circles, or I'm going to cut them in squares. You don't have to cut, you cut them in any old shape you want. You can cut them with any kind of cookie cutter that you like. I have a friend on Facebook who made squirrel-shaped biscuits, and everybody thought that was so cute. Squirrel. Squirrel. Don't tell Sissy. What are you doing? Okay, so you're going to pat this out fairly thick. Can you see how thick that is? It is the thickness of my biscuit cutter, okay? Just like that. And we're going to put that over there. I'll tell you the same thing I told you with the buttermilk biscuits. Do not twist the cutter. It is not going to benefit you to do that. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And we should get approximately 16 biscuits. And we're going to have to repat it so that we get to use all that dough. We'll do that right now. And the second ones are never as pretty as the first ones, but are just as tasty. This is just another idea of, how to make a quick dough to go along with a meal, because I'm always looking for different ways to use my food storage. So This is going to yield, I have 15 right now. And I think I'll get 2 more. We'll get that one, and then we'll get Cook's Treat. Cook's Treat is always the ugly biscuit. There you go. All right, into the oven for 12 to 15 minutes. And when I come back, I'll show you what they look like. Our 12 minutes are up. Whoa, that was almost bad. All right, let's see if we can. Nope. I have some melted butter over here, and we're just gonna brush the tops. They smell really lovely. They look nice too. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a really nice accompaniment to go along with a thick stew or chili. See, there's that ugly one there. Of course, you can serve these with even more butter for the inside and some honey. We have some really nice local honey. I'm actually almost out of it, and I'm going to have to go back to the pet store and get some from Bill, who has his own hives. So, let's crack one of these open, and I'll show you what it looks like. They're really, really, oh, look at that. They're nice. Put a little more butter. They're still really hot. So, there you have it. Some cornmeal biscuits. Perfect for leftover chili or any time, really. I hope you try these. I hope you love them. And until next time, I'll see ya.